What do you say, everybody? With Jake Coker, Mick Gillispie, it's time for Elephant in the Room on Cover Crimson and the Cover Crimson Podcast Network. We are brought to you by Pearl River Resort. We'll be there later this month. We'll talk about that on the show. Football practice has started. Got a quarterback battle. How about the running backs and the wide receivers? And how good is Bama's secondary? I think all things that are being discussed right now. And we'll do the same thing on the show. So like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's go. All right, there he is, Jake Coker, former national championship winning quarterback. I'm Mick Gillispie, and we're hanging out with you here on a Saturday because we're dedicated, man.
Am I getting replaced? All I saw was Clint Lamb on that opening.
You know what? You're right. How's that? Does that feel better?
No, hell no. Looks like some production went into that other show with Clint Lamb, and that one's. Would you use clip art for that one?
It's your open, man. I mean, I think like when the great opens, I saw where Johan Duran entered the field for Philadelphia, and he's got like the Undertaker theme, and it's like flashing lights, and then like real hard, Latino music, and he comes out, he's throwing like 100. When Stone Cold would come out, and it was like glass breaking, and then you. There's people that love that.
That's so messed up.
Every time you make a good point today, I'm going to play that.
That's like an independent film.
Look, you should be proud of the fact that you have like a entrance now.
Oh God!
And you even brought it up. Look, it's early. Okay, I'm sorry the wrong open played, but I've been doing a lot of shows with Clint lately. Well, matter of fact, we're going to do one tomorrow. We're going to do a Sunday show. Football practice is here, man. It's here.
Man, I woke up this morning, went and worked out. It's like 78 degrees, get a high of 90 today. Those guys in Tuscaloosa are lucking out this weekend.
Yeah, they practice in the morning, and a lot of the old school Bama players think that you should be practicing in the heat of the day.
I mean, I definitely think there's something to that. It's like, it's like Scott Cochran's strength program back in the day. I mean, look, you can say what you want, but when we got on the field, nobody outlasted us. I mean, it was just, that nonstop conditioning. You fall down, you get back up, you break a leg, you keep running. I mean, it changes the mentality out there. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I remember, we used to have to run across the field for warm-ups, and then you ultimately get in your spot, start stretching. And I remember there just laying there on the ground while somebody was stretching me out, and just sitting there, the sun's right on my face, and I was like, how the hell are we going to do this today? And just did it day in, day out, day in, day out. I mean, you talk about the worst part of the year.
What was the strength program like? I mean, I've heard everybody talk about Scott Cochran. I mean, but this team's got to get back on kind of that same thing. I'm hearing a lot of the leadership. I don't want to say seniors because I don't think it's all seniors, but that the leadership are kind of focused on being Alabama again because the way the things ended last year, it just didn't feel like our program.
Yeah, we need that old school mentality, like Rocky going to fight the Russian. What's his name? When He's listening.
Drago. His name was Drago.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We need those old school techniques back. Old school toughness.
Right. So you want to take the whole team to Siberia and punch meat and run through snow and
no, somewhere hotter. Somewhere even hotter than Mobile right now.
So, well, is that what it felt like though? Like you'd watch those Rocky movies, you guys would just be out there, just get pounded.
Yeah. You guys falling out. Somebody gets hurt, falls down. Move the drill up 10 yards. I mean, somebody take care of this body.
Yeah.
We'd be running 110s, and I'll never forget Josh Casher falling out. They loaded him up on the back of a golf cart and just hauled him off the field.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah. I think I've told you that story on here before when I had during my spring break at Florida State. Where I had already committed to Alabama and signed the papers, all that for the next semester, and I get up there and I work out during my spring break, and the first day I get there, I look at the workout sheet and I mean, don't get me wrong, we worked out hard at Florida State, but I got that sheet from Coach Cochran, and I started looking at it, and I was like, "Man, is this for the whole week?" And he's like, "Nah, buddy, that's just for today." And I'm like, "Holy shit! I'm gonna be in here for an hour and a half, just nonstop for an hour and a half." So yeah, it was a different world. There's no doubt about it.
Well, hopefully that's kind of where we're at right now. We'll see. The talk's the right talk. I mean, you're hearing people say, "Hey, you know what? We want to get back to being winners again." But with that said, it's like getting there is a whole nother thing. Like you can ask about what it's like to win a championship, but to go out and win one, and that conditioning seemed to be a big part of it.
Yeah, well, you want to get back to that point where, it's like when Manti Te'o talks about seeing Alabama come through the tunnel at the national championship, and he looks at all his teammates, and they look like they've just seen a ghost. I mean, their eyes all wide open and nervous. Back to when people saw that helmet, they were intimidated by it. It meant something. Which, I mean, I think it definitely means something now. I mean, I still believe it means something. I mean, Alabama to me will obviously always mean something. Always got to respect at least some form of culture there, whether it's in the current moment or previous teams. But I feel like the entire country, when they line up against Alabama, they feel like they may have a chance. And you gotta rip that out of everybody's mindset. Where just showing up is a little nerve-wracking.
Well, it feels like the quarterback situation isn't quite resolved totally, but both coaches, Coach DeBoer and then Coach Grubb, spoke to the media this week, and they felt like Ty had command of the offense, that all three quarterbacks did things well, and that, Coach Grubb was like, look, for him to be the quarterback, he just needs to keep doing this, being in command until Florida State, and I'm sure it follows after that. I just can't imagine a scenario where he wouldn't get the job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I saw some videos of practice showing Keelon Russell and Ty throwing, and when you watch that, I mean, look, again, I've been as complimentary of Ty as I think you could be, and I think he's the guy. But you do watch Keelon throw, and the guy, I mean, the ball pops off his hand. I mean, he's got that, electric motion, that ball just, it effortlessly just comes off, spins. I mean, it's here and there in a second.
Yeah.
So I mean, I see the upside there in Keelon, and you want to make sure that he feels like he's got an opportunity. But I mean, I would think, coming in year one, guy that's been there 3 years, obviously in command of the offense. Very unrealistic. Keelon's close to where Ty is from a mental perspective. But again, you do see the physical talent there, and everybody. I think from what I've heard and what I've just the limited stuff I've seen, I mean, he's got a lot of talent, and the ceiling's very high. And I don't think it's a bad thing, that he has 1 year to see how Ty, manages the process and plays quarterback at Alabama. Um, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing at all. I mean, you see some guys get thrown into the fire early, and it leaves their career going downhill, and they transfer somewhere else.
Right.
I mean, if a guy's not ready, sometimes it ultimately does more damage than it does good. I mean, if a coach is going to stick by him and play him no matter what and believes him 100%, I mean that's one thing. But if a guy's not producing, and you got Ty right there, who has that much experience and is that much of a leader in that locker room, that could create a pretty tough scenario.
Yeah, it's crazy how the ball looks like Keelon Russell's throwing darts. I mean, it's just crazy how it comes out of his hand. But Arch Manning's thought of as maybe the Heisman Trophy front runner. He sat and waited his turn. It's a process learning how to play quarterback. And you've been through this. Like, it's not just something that you can just jump out there and do and play mistake free, because there's a lot to learn mentally.
Yeah, I mean again, you watch Keelon throw, and you're like, damn. I mean that ball's coming out, and again, when you look at a guy and it's not robotic, it's fluid, it's athletic looking. I mean, he's got it all, but that's not that's really honestly I don't even know if that's half the battle playing quarterback. I mean, you get up there and everybody can throw. I mean, everybody can throw well enough to get it done, and I mean it to me honestly. It's more so about leadership and mental capability, or just experience, and getting guys in the right spot, communicating with them to where they feel confident in you. I mean, I think throwing the ball at that level again. I mean, you can be an all-world thrower of the football, but that doesn't make you a good quarterback. And so, while I watch Keelon, I think the sky's the limit for him. I think he's going to be really good. I mean, it's hard for me to get away from Ty, and that's the same. It sounds like that's the same thought process the coaches have, and I think Ryan grew up being complimentary of Keelon, and from what I hear, really, I guess nurturing that relationship and keeping Keelon in a spot mentally where he feels like, okay, I got a real opportunity here. I just have to, keep getting better every day, and my opportunity will come. That's kind of where you gotta make sure his mindset is. And you never know, man. I mean, Ty, it's a physical game. I mean, that last time we played Florida State, what's his name? The Florida State quarterback got hurt, and he was out for the rest of the year. I mean, you know, hope to God everybody stays healthy. But I mean, Keelon or Matt could be the guy. After a few plays against Florida State, you just never know.
Yeah. Well, one guy we're not talking about is Austin Mack. And so I wonder, how if you're Mack, like mentally you deal with this. I mean, it feels like we're bridging Ty Simpson to Keelon Russell, and then Austin Mack's kind of just an insurance policy.
Yeah, and I feel bad. The clips I saw, and I'll say this. I mean, the media on the field. I mean, they really overlook him, and I didn't even see a video. I don't even think I saw a video of him throwing the other day. They constantly have Ty and Keelon on there, and it's a hype machine. I mean, I don't know how well. I honestly don't know how well Austin's doing. I haven't seen or heard anything outside of Ty, and there's obvious interest in what Keelon's doing based on his recruitment. But you never know. Sometimes those guys, and really Austin, he's been playing for Kalen DeBoer. This will be his third year, and typically that's when, to me, those from what I understand, I mean, he's kind of a late bloomer, and that third year is when it all clicks. So, I mean, he may have a breakout camp. You never know. That
Yeah.
he's got the tools. I mean, I've seen him throw in the spring game. He got some limited action last year where you could see the talent for sure. Uh, Sometimes it just takes a little longer for some guys to develop and get there. I mean, you could tell last year he hadn't put it together mentally. I mean, just a little slow and uncomfortable on some things, but had the arm and had the talent to get it done. He just needed to get there mentally.
Let me show you something right here, guys. This is how you get it together mentally. You take a mental break and you go out to Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City, right there on the Atlantic coast and near the boardwalk. All the great seafood, crab cakes, boardwalk, which is amazing. I mentioned that a second ago. Back to back coastal style hotel of the year. Our friend Keith runs the place. He's a big Bama guy from Decatur. You guys would love to fly out there and hang. The next round, our partner show, they went and did their show there and they loved it. So check it out as we get into that time where you may need a mental break. Do you need a mental break? I know you work a lot.
I could use one. I'm headed down to the beach today with taking the family down there. So,
Are you? Where are you going?
Yeah, Needle Rush actually. So
good. What time? I'll make sure I'm there too. Hey, what's up? Has that ever happened to you before? Like show up somewhere and like,
Yeah.
How these people get here?
Yeah, Ryan Anderson will pop up sometimes just out of nowhere.
He's the mayor of Orange Beach.
Yeah, you go anywhere. Yeah, you go anywhere. Coke. Like that's one person. I know that voice.
Yeah, 22 builds putting doors on my house here soon.
Yep.
Okay, so I thought this was interesting. And, watching all the content, but Jeremy Bernard thinks that Bama has the best defensive backs room in the country. So, I mean, think about it. Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown, Keon Sabb, Bray Hubbard, Deshaun Jones, Jay Mincy, Red Morgan, Cam Howard. I mean, you're talking about a lot of guys. Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., we hung out with him. I like that because remember when Coach Saban retired and then all the coaches were trying to steal all the Bama players, it seemed like the secondary was the group that decided to leave.
Yeah.
Including Caleb Downs going to Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's under Kane Womack, that's an exciting defense to play for, especially for DBs. I mean, you need versatile guys, physical guys, and they've done a good job of bringing people in. And last year, I mean, I think they patched up as well as they could. Bray Hubbard ended up being a godsend towards the end when guys started falling, and you watch him and you're like, man, he's in the right spot and he's physical all the time. And so I mean, that's been a great surprise, I feel like, for us. I mean, I think we all thought he was a good player, but really showed up last year and did a really good job. I mean, you got a lot of physical guys, and again, they've got a second year now with some depth and some real talent and experience to help each other out. Again, last year that room is gutted, and you're looking at young guys to make plays. You're looking at transfers to come in and gel quickly. Honestly, it's a nightmare scenario. At Alabama when you're or anywhere really, but with the pressure that comes with coaching at Alabama, you're trying to just throw things in guys' heads, make them comfortable as quickly as possible, and it's not an ideal scenario. So they finally got a second year, and really, when you look at it from an overall team perspective, you're hearing guys, Jeremy Bernard being one of them, talk about the leadership and the cohesiveness and just what a better feeling he's got moving into this year in comparison to last year. And it's all things we've talked about, right? I mean, Keelan DeBoer comes in, and it's somewhat late in the process. I mean, he came in, and the transfer portal was closed, so we were getting poached, and we couldn't find anybody until I want to say the summertime, and then you don't have time to build culture within that locker room or within that facility. It doesn't happen in 4 or 5, 6 months. I mean, I think it takes at least a year and potentially 2 years. I mean, it took Coach Saban. I mean, this is a great feat. Don't get me wrong, but to build a bulletproof culture, he did it in 3 years, and I think that's what. I mean, Keelan DeBoer's got more pieces in place than Coach Saban did, and I think Jeremy Bernard. I think that guy is a huge piece of that puzzle because he came with Keelan DeBoer and allowed other guys to kind of assimilate into his program at a faster pace. But Keelan DeBoer's getting his guys now. I mean, and the guys that played for Coach Saban that he didn't recruit, this is their second year in his system. You talk to everybody, and he's a transparent, likable, trustworthy guy. And I think when you operate that way, it allows things to move in a positive direction far more quickly than you have a bad year and you don't really trust the coach. I mean, I can think of a few coaches off the top of my head where you have a bad year, and I can see where things are still a little unsettled.
Right.
I think his personality lends itself to a great culture and a team that stays loyal to him. I mean, you got no transfers this offseason. You got or almost no transfers. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. We were far less than just about anybody else in the country. So, I mean, that tells you a lot, if anything, of what kind of program he's built in terms of continuity.
Guys, I want to tell you this is as you get ready for football season, use our promo code Crimson20 and hit that rowback.com. The clothes there, Jake, are great.
That's my hoodie right there. I'm going to take it from you here pretty soon.
You like the hoodies, the polos, got a bunch of Alabama styles and also golf styles, back to class, look good. All that at rowback.com. Use our promo code Crimson20. That's for each email address. So take advantage of that as you throw that gear on, right? Well, we got practice all weekend and then take a couple of days off and then back at it again. But 3 practices in, the offensive line starting to come together. We're keeping an eye on Wilkin Formby. Is he going to be someone that will be in the starting rotation for the O-line? Parker Brailsford, to get that center spot, you feel so comfortable with that. And he's been a great transfer. I mean, just to come in and solidify a spot that was not good for Alabama.
Well, I think, again, back to my point about Jeremy Bernard, you got really you got blessings in Jeremy Bernard and Parker Brailsford because, you got the 2 guys that came with Keelan DeBoer that he liked a lot. They could come in and be, really captains within position groups. Receiver's a big one. You got to have at least one guy in there who can kind of help direct traffic and give these guys some nuance or some understanding of what they're trying to achieve in route running and what Keelan DeBoer wants.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very similar with Parker Brailsford in the center position. I mean, calls, how you're trying to block certain fronts, how you adjust to movements, safeties rolling down, all kinds of stuff up front. I mean, 2 positions that, because look, the quarterback can only do so much. One of the good things about Jimbo was, I mean, he was like a quarterback on the field, and when you sat back there and in practice and ran plays, I mean, he was, he was aggressive, but he got his point across. But I mean, you could sit back there and he wasn't cussing you, and it was somebody else's fault. He'd go after them, and then you'd hear what he was saying, and you'd understand. Everybody got on the same page,
right?
And at Alabama, I mean, Lane was a little more laid back, but we had guys, Richard Mullaney, Ryan Kelly, that, amongst the position groups, I mean, you talk with everybody and you got on the same page and you had leadership in each one of those position groups, and it made it a lot easier to kind of pass those messages along and understand what everybody was trying to do. So, again, like having Parker Brailsford, Jeremy Bernard, guys that can really communicate with quarterbacks and really every other position group, man, it makes everything so much easier from a communication standpoint.
Final thing I wanted to talk about, and not get into it too much, but I was disappointed to see that Tank went to Oregon. I mean, good for him. He's getting an opportunity, but I really wish that he would have stayed. And this is like the second straight year that one of the top recruits in Alabama has gone out to Oregon. Now, I know that NIL is probably a big part of this. Relationships are a big part of this, but Bama did pretty good in the state. But these are the guys you got to get, in my opinion. And I mean, you can't force them to come, but you definitely want to get those guys because he's going to be a good player.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've said this from day one. I think, and I've never spoken to Tank. I don't know. I have no idea really what the thought process is. But when you look at that roster of teams that were recruiting him, you got one of the biggest NIL funds in the SEC with A&M. And then you got a huge NIL fund with Oregon out west. And then you got Alabama. To me, I mean, just looking at those teams, you got to think, it's where I want to go to school versus who's paying me to go to school. And
right.
And I'm sure Oregon entertained the hell out of him and rolled the red carpet out. And when you go to these schools, it's hard not to like each facility and coach you talk to. I mean, they're all trying to get you there, and you see the best of each school because they make it that way. I mean, they don't invite you there to wear your ass out, and just and treat you like they do once you show up. I mean,
right.
So I'm sure he liked all three schools, but I again, to me, it sounds like Oregon. It's a notch in their belt to get the biggest recruit out of Alabama. That means a lot to a coaching staff. It looks great in the media when you poach a kid from across the country. So I mean, I'm sure they pulled out all the stops, and he's getting he's probably going to do really well in NIL. But I think Alabama did what they could, and I hope it's the right decision for Tank. Oregon, to me, again, I mean, this is my personal opinion, and I can't imagine going from Alabama to Oregon, unless you have some different kind of academic goals that Oregon provides that nobody else does.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless they're paying him a ton of money.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, like Shank was saying, if you want to spend your life out in Oregon, it's a great place to go to school. Or like other people have said, they have very empty trophy cabinet. But I wonder, and this is just me, I wonder how good Kane Womack is at relationship building, because I hear mixed things, man. And he's was coaching in Mobile, and we know he's a great coach, but I mean, this your backyard. That's where you came from. Like, and it's like, well, it's one guy. I mean, you can't, but at the same time, like, Saban wouldn't, this kind of stuff didn't happen with Saban a whole lot, like whatever it took to get these players to come to Alabama, they did it, right? And if you didn't recruit, I remember a coach that actually coached, I don't want to say who it is because what I'm going to say, but he actually helped mentor Coach Saban, one of the all-time great coaches. And he told me that if you coach for Coach Saban and you don't win these recruiting battles, you don't coach there very long. Like these matter. And and so when I look at this, there's a red flag there. I mean, this 2 straight years you're losing your top guy to Oregon. I mean, come on, man. I got the money, the Nike money and all that stuff, but it's not a good place. And it's like, okay, well, relationships. Well, then you should be building relationships. I mean, you should know that there's 5 guys in the state that you want every year. You go do whatever you got to do to get them.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, I think relationship building in this era means something. Don't get me wrong; it always will, no matter what business you're in. I mean, relationship building is the key to getting anything done. But at the same time, the money talks. And one thing that Coach Saban had that nobody else had was the fact that he was proven to be the best coach of all time. And
right.
Assistant coaches can build relationships, but at the end of the day, in most cases, the head coach trumps all, because assistant coaches leave, head coaches that are doing well, most likely not going to leave if they're in a good position already. And Dan Lanning's in that spot. I mean, he's elevated Oregon. He says he loves Oregon. And I don't see him leaving. I don't see Keelon DeVore leaving anytime soon. But what Coach Saban had, again, that resume, when his assistant coaches build relationships, and then Coach Saban walks in your door, I mean, you've got the greatest of all time walking in your door with confidence in a very professional manner. It never promised me anything, was very honest, and what else can you ask for? I think he's got a presence about him that I don't think I've met another coach with that type of presence, or maybe really anybody else with that kind of presence in any profession. I think Keelon DeVore is going to do great. I think he would tell. I mean, unless he's out of his mind, he would tell you that Coach Saban's resume is greater than his right now. So when your assistant coaches build relationships and Coach Saban walks in, it's a lot different than your second year at Alabama, coming off a 9-win season. I mean, you got to really win games and dominate again before I think you make all the dominoes fall.
Good points, guys. You get in the comments section and you make your points. Make sure that you also like and subscribe and be part of our show. We'll be back with you guys next week. Brought to you by Pearl River Resort. We will be at Pearl River sometime this month, looks like. So make sure you swing over there, play some golf at Dancing Rabbit Golf Course. It's the Augusta you can play, the Azaleas, the Oaks, 2 amazing golf courses right there at Dancing Rabbit. If you stay in the clubhouse and you can rent those rooms there, you open up the blinds and you're on the 18th green. You got a golf cart that'll drive you over to the path. Will take you to Silver Star, hit Philip M. Steakhouse, the spa, Geyser Falls Water Park. I mean, maybe like a concert, because they have a bunch of those there as well. A huge slot game there, table games as well, and then the Timeout Sports Lounge, which is Vegas-style sports book that is right there in Philadelphia, an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. But you got so much stuff going on. Baseball right now. You got football coming fast. What do those futures look like? Full-size bar, 20 TVs, all of it right there at Pearl River Resort. All right, Jake, you have a great one, and you guys have a great one, and we will be right back at you again soon.
All right, buddy. Roll Tide.
To Pearl River Resort.